Hello, everyone. Welcome to part 3 of Ancient Greece. Today, we're going to cover Athenian society, class structure, and culture, and all these other things. This lecture should be really quick, so I'm just going to jump right into it and get after it. So here we are. This is Ancient Greece, part 3, Athenian society in the classical era. Boom. So we're going to cover these subtopics: citizens and class structure, non-citizens, and the household in Athens. So the 5th century Athens is often referred to as classical, or the Golden Age, or Periclean Athens. The first term refers to the fact that Athens became a cultural beacon during this period, setting the standards in fields like philosophy, art, architecture, and literature for centuries to come. We still read this stuff written in Athens at this time. The third term refers to the great statesman Pericles, who played an important role in the achievements of this age. We get our fullest picture of the Athenian society during this period. Solon had originally divided all of the Athenian citizens into 4 classes that you see at the right. Each had a role in Athenian society. The aristocrats held high office and were generally anti-democratic. Newly rich often held high office, tended to be pro-democratic, and served as hoplites. And the poor, the last 2 classes, were very pro-democratic. They voted and often served as rowers within the navy. What they all had in common was citizenship, which allowed them to vote, appear in court, and own land. In Pericles' day, both of your parents had to be a citizen for you to be a citizen as well. So you have to be a pure blood Athenian in order to be an actual voting participant in the Athenian society. But non-citizens or metics and slaves. Nearly half the population of Athens consisted of non-Athenian Greeks called a metic. Many of them were very famous, including Aristotle. A metic lacks the rights of an Athenian citizen partly because of their parentage. They're not slaves. Slaves are a whole different category. But metics are just people that are a part of the society, but they can't be actively a part of the society. They couldn't own property. They couldn't marry an actual full-blood Athenian, and they couldn't sue in court, but they were liable to military compensation and had to pay their taxes. That's funny. So you can fight for me, you can pay money to live here, but you can't do anything. Wow, society's great. It wasn't all bad, though. They were allowed to appear in court with an Athenian representative. They could worship freely, and they could participate in state festivals like the Pantheon. Slaves, on the other hand, they had no rights. Most were Greeks, usually captured in war, kidnapped or forced into slavery, owing to property or debts. Forced into slavery owing to property or debts. Others were foreigners from places like Thrace and Gaul. Slaves did a variety of tasks. Many served as agriculture workers on small farms. Gangs of slaves worked the mines in Elanthrium, which was absolutely terrible, and others helped around the home. And still others ran businesses for their masters and were largely unsupervised. The oikonomikos, which is the household. Women represented another segment of society. Most Athenian women were supposed to look after the affairs of their households. The Greek for this was oikonomikos, the root word for economics in English. Oikonomikos, economics. They were supposed to get married and have kids. These marriages were generally arranged by their fathers. Typically, the young bride was 14 or so, her husband 13 or older. Ideally, once married, women remained secluded in their homes. There was even a specific region of the house where they were supposed to stay, at the back, by the way, from where they looked after their children and slaves, if they had any, spun and weaved, prepared food, and ensured that the home was properly provisioned. Such seclusion, again, was an ideal and really only the reality for aristocratic women. But in reality, women farmed. They had jobs as vendors, bakers, and innkeepers. They participated in state festivals and regularly went to the market where they shopped, and that is the agora. And that's it. That is lecture 3 of Ancient Greece. See you next time.